I don't know if I ever told them that you got called into work. Sure. Anyway, grief. I got my 5 head is really showing today. I have the forehead. That almost looks like a 6 head. Big gigantic melon on me.
I don't think so.
Whatever, look at it. People have 4 head. I got 5 head.
I don't think I got
6 head. You don't have a 2 head.
I don't. I need a haircut. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I'm good now.
Hey, I had to do this show all by myself last week. So you're gonna have to pick up the game, dude.
It's done. They want me to work and stuff.
Not this week. This week
This week we're live.
I was live last week, and I had to carry it by myself on my own shoulders.
Was it heavy? Were
Yeah,
you
it
injured?
was. It was heavy.
Yeah.
It's hard to do by yourself.
Is it?
Yes, very hard to do.
We had all these people in here.
Yeah. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got through it. Because you know how I squirrel and.
Oh, good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah, and there's nobody, like, I legit relied on them to try to reel me back in because I just kept. I don't even remember what I was talking about last week. Anyway.
We're doing wonderful.
Oh, he says he's working right now.
Working right now? Yeah. Sometimes it's overrated. They call me into work and they want me to work. I don't get it. It's just ain't right.
Yeah, they pay you to work and do stuff.
And then they expect me to be there.
Yeah. Rude.
It is rude.
They know we got a life. Don't they know we've got a live on
I will
Thursday?
just tell them that from here on out.
There you go. Try that. Sorry. Can't work.
We got live. I got to be home. Got to be on the live. Maybe I should go live from work.
Be cool. And then you could carry it by yourself.
I don't know how well I would do it. Hear me throwing wrenches and cussing and kicking and hollering and oh yeah. Oh, wifey and I are supervisors, so unfortunately we can't call out. Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah, supervisors doesn't that mean you're the boss? That means you can do more, right?
That's right.
And that's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, we're your entertainment at work. Okay. This week we have had. You should see my setup. I have to barrel while I am. What? You should see my setup. I have you strapped
to my barrel while I'm towing it and pushing it back in with the other hand. Nice.
I'm going to need to see a photo of that.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yep.
We need that on video.
Yep.
That'd be pretty funny.
I need to see that. Even if you can't do it because it's a work thing, but if you can just send it to my email, I just want to see the picture. I think it would be funny. I would enjoy that.
So our title. I don't even remember what the title of it was. Something about just when you think you got everything figured out.
Yep.
You don't.
Homesteading happens.
Hey,
Danny, what's up, buddy?
So our whole plan was, and you guys know this if you've been following, we got our pigs, pork and beans. Well, we thought, shouldn't say we thought, somebody talked to the people in the market and said that we were on the list. I'm not naming any names and I'm not pointing any fingers. But thought we were on the list at the market. And so we weren't getting a call. And I was just like, we should have gotten a call already from them. Because normally they give you at least a week or so and kind of let you know, hey, it's coming up. Well, we weren't getting a call. And I was just like, So I ended up calling. And guess what? We're not even on the list. We weren't even on the backup list. What's that called? It's not the reserves. I'm thinking sports, not B team. You know, when they have a cancellation, the cancellation list, that's it.
Cancellation list.
Yeah. We weren't even on the cancellation list. So we have pork and beans, and they are pretty much ready to go. And no market to take them in. So our choices are either A, we keep feeding them out and just cross our fingers and hope there's a cancellation at some point in the near future, or we do the harvest ourselves, which the harvest part isn't the bad part. It's the butchering afterwards that's a lot of work.
It's work. It is work.
Or 3, we can feed out for a little bit longer. And a friend of ours, he does deer, did your deer last year, whatever. Or we could wait, but he can't get to it right away. So those are our choices.
I think pretty much we're a month out of it.
Which we could feed for another month. I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
No.
It's not like they're too big
to
harvest. So I think we could do a month. Or I would rather wait a little bit longer and keep feeding and either cross our fingers and hope that there's cancellation or we can get into Ryan. That's my hope, because I just remember we processed a deer. Well, we've done it a couple times. Processed his deer, and hogs are a whole lot harder than deer, like by a lot.
It's work. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how else
and to have to do 2, would be that'd be a lot, and it's not something that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah.
I'm gonna say within 2 months they've got to go. They have to be in freezer camp by then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are on the backup list. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Oh, it's Miss Debbie.
Thanks for coming in.
Guys, everybody give her a woo woo. She was like one of our very first subscribers, and she has stuck with us through everything. Like literally everything.
Yeah. She's vested. Yeah. She's part of the family.
Yep. She is definitely part of the YouTube tribe. She's like the YouTube tribe president at this point.
That's right.
Yeah. And Grow Something with Jeff. Hey, how you doing?
We're doing okay. We're just trying to figure out
our situation.
Our pig situation. And I take responsibility for that. I thought I got us on the list, and evidently I did not. And then I thought I got us on the backup list too, get into the butcher, but I guess I did not do that either.
Well, I think probably what happened is your attitude when you went in there.
It was my charming personality, I believe, that got me kicked off the list, because I know I was on the list.
You were on a list.
Oh, I'm
on
a list. I'm on a lot of people's lists. I can name off a couple of hundred people that I'm on their list.
Been on the list a couple times. More than a couple times a day, maybe.
The loving list.
Sometimes. Not always.
I am a true pleasure to be around at all times. At all times.
All times?
At all times.
You done fell and hit your head.
Not today.
Really?
Not today, I haven't.
Well, then last time you fell and hit your head, you must have hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
You're believing that.
Went outside a while ago, and our son, when they were out in our pool, they told me we should do our live from the swimming pool tonight.
Oh, good grief.
Do your live from the pool tonight.
We would lose every subscriber we ever had if they had to see us and see us. They'd be like, unsubscribe.
Nobody wants to see all this
put you in a bikini.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
I mean, John.
Well,
John.
John would be tuned in
Yeah.
immediately.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
But other than that, we'd lose all of our subscribers. Nobody wants to see them.
Danny would run to tell him to grab his MERS satchel or handbag and show up.
Wearing his Kenny Rivers.
Yeah.
I've forgotten all about it.
I did too.
He had mentioned it. I think it was on his video. Yeah. I commented on one of his videos and he mentioned the Kenny Rubbers, and I had completely forgot all about the Kenny Rubbers. It was hilarious. It made me laugh all over again because I could see it all over
got that
again.
photo. Do you have that photo? I have that photo on my phone.
Do you really?
I have that photo on my phone.
I'm a little concerned. John's got your picture in his front room.
I figured I would keep
it. Always watching your chest, and now you're keeping pictures of John on your phone.
I kept it for just in case we might need that to make a video. I have a special present to send to John. Oh, good Lord. I can't imagine what that is, Danny.
This is going to be a good one. Hopefully he videotapes it.
Yeah.
Man, what is up with his hair? I should have just left it up. I had it up in like a bun today because it was some Johnny Rivers. Had it up in a bun. So now it's like, oh, I got crazy hair.
Crazy hair don't care.
Crazy hair don't care.
Crazy hair don't care. He won't give me his address. Oh, I can get you his address.
Well, we don't even have his address.
Let me see. Oh,
he will probably never give you or Danny his address ever.
Like, I'll bet you can get with Jan, and Jan would give you.
No, Miss Jan wouldn't do that.
What?
No, it's probably a closely guarded secret. No, because Les from Lone Star Pioneering was talking about having that John was texting him or whatever, and he had said, I don't even have John's number. How did you get John's number? So, see.
I was talking address. I didn't know phone number.
Oh.
I was talking address.
Oh, you're so sweet. Give it one day.
You're so beautiful. Well, thank you, Debbie. I've been working on that. I mean, all afternoon. I think it came out pretty good.
Oh, goodness.
I think it.
The harassment. Always. Why?
Why not? There's nobody else here to harass.
See, exactly. That's the personality that got us kicked off the list and got you put on the wrong list. And therefore, we may end up having to butcher our own hogs.
Ken Gardner, thanks for coming in.
I wish I had her to complain about.
Oh, but yeah, I believe I made the people at the butcher.
Oh, he put the video up.
Uh-oh.
I want to see it. I don't know. Can we do it from here?
If you can, I don't know how.
I probably not. Probably better not even try.
I'm telling you right now that people. What are you laughing at, Deb? That's wonderful hair right there.
I gotta go work.
But yeah, I think I got us kicked off the list with my pleasant attitude that I had. I shouldn't say attitude. My wonderful personality.
No, attitude would be right. You had an attitude that day. So he definitely had an attitude.
Make people feel really comfortable. Yeah, that's it.
No, he had an attitude
that day. You know what?
Just left you at the butcher's.
I don't know how to do that, but I do know there's a way you can pull videos up and watch them during your live.
I knew how to do that.
I'm just not that guy. I wish I did. I wish I knew how.
We need to put that into Lori. Have
Yeah,
Lori's World give us an education on
we
it.
wouldn't even be on here for Lori's World.
Mhm.
Just a day in the life of cosmic cultivators.
Here we go.
It's making me. I'm strapped to a wheelbarrow. Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. Here it is. It's a short. I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna try to put it up there so everybody can see it. I'm not.
Hello,
I'm gonna watch it.
This is for doing things different as I'm watching them right now. There you are. Ready for this?
That is awesome.
Every day. I over there. Cannot show you specifics, but there's my rig. Yeah. This is just a little bit of the building, but
Have you got me bolted to a trash can?
a great night. Yeah. He's having a happy night.
Oh, that is awesome.
Rolling around on the can.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. I have no idea. I just meant another device. Yeah. Well, we just played it live. Right there. That was awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it like professionally up there. So I have to do it that way.
I don't know how to do that. I can't tell you that. Oh, sorry, knocked everybody around. What's Danny saying?
We didn't mess with the market. We put it on Facebook and sold everything we wanted. No, we're talking about I don't know what's the right term I'm calling the market.
Butcher.
Yeah, the butcher. That's what I mean.
Butcher. I made the butcher mad.
When I say market, that's what I meant. Butcher. He didn't make butcher mad.
No, I didn't
It
make
was
butcher mad. I made
the lady that's in charge of the scheduling.
mad.
No, because and it's not her fault. I'm not even blaming her.
Oh,
because
no,
he
I'm
really
sure.
did have attitude
I'm
that day.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's better. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So yeah, now we got to figure out what we're doing with the pigs, but we'll figure it out. I still feel like we're blessed. At least we have some,
Yeah.
especially
Yep.
The pork prices. Oh my Lanta. I'm not kidding. We went to the grocery store the other day because I needed to pick up, like some of the. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm one of those people. I am a winter whiner. I will whine all winter long about it being cold, and it doesn't matter even if it's not technically what everybody considers cold around here. If it's under 50 degrees, it's cold. And I will whine the entire time because I'm stuck in the house. I'm not technically stuck in the house. I could go outside, but I don't like being cold. So therefore, I'm stuck in the house because it's cold. Can't go do anything because it's cold.
You could deer hunt.
No, because it's cold. I don't want to do anything because it's cold and it's just cold. So I whine all winter long. So because I hate going out in the winter and I hate being cold so much, before winter ever even gets here, I like do a complete stock up and I get our pantry stocked and whatever we don't get out in the garden or whatever we haven't raised ourselves, like the flour and sugar and stuff like that. And I make sure that we've got enough here so that I don't have to go out all winter long.
Grocery shop now, so we don't have to go anytime.
Yeah, and I get it while it's on sale because like right now, you can get most of that stuff that is on sale right now. But anyway, you love me, squirrels. Anyway, we're at the grocery store getting all that stuff, and I've been hungry for biscuits and gravy, which is odd because normally he's always the one that's hungry for biscuits and gravy
every night.
And so I was actually hungry for biscuits and gravy this time, and I was like, well, I know we got pigs coming, and I know we got sausage coming and everything else, but I want biscuits and gravy now, especially after finding out that we're not going to get in the market anytime soon. So I go to get some sausage, And mind you, I don't like the cheap kind because it's just slime, and it's just
It's pink slime.
yeah, it's pink slime. So I don't want to eat that. So yeah, I do buy the actual name brand, what have you. And it was almost $5 for 1 pound of sausage. I was just like,
I know.
ooh. So yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know where did that come from? Why did I start talking about that?
I don't know. Hey, Danny, I'm just saying that Robert there has John's address. You might be able to get it there. So you can send him his surprise. I mean, Robert.
Hello, Mr. Robert, Homestead Aquarius.
Robert has it.
But yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it was we were talking about how getting them in, how much it was at the store. I think that's where you were.
I don't know.
I think that's the avenue you were. Nope, want to get it from John or the internet.
Or the internet. I like that. Or blast it all over the internet. That'd be funny.
No, Danny wanted Robert. Danny wanted John's address. He had a gift for him. He wanted to send him. And John will give him his address. I said, "Well, you can get it from Robert."
We've decided that we think that Danny and Kenny, neither one are ever going to get. John's never going to give either one of them his address. Probably for good reason.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, no, here we go. Are you kidding me?
We're supposed to get more storms.
Well, hopefully we don't get knocked off.
Or more tornadoes.
No more
tornadoes. They need to go out and just block our corn off right now. Yeah, just like
I'm gonna go tie it up. I'll be back.
He's joking. But again, he leaves me here to carry it by myself. Didn't do so well last week. Now he's doing it to me all over again. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? Now what? Throwing something on chat. Fell. Danny, are you saying that you fell? Did you get hurt? Or did I miss something?
Uh-oh.
I see Robert shut himself. No, I didn't. Nope. Man, we've missed everything.
We've missed everything. Peter's been broke, everything.
He'll not help. Hello there, Bomber Steve. How you doing?
Yeah, we've missed a lot of stuff since we were.
Yeah, and our
Mm-hmm.
Well, we was out for vacation, and then our computer is
tornado.
Yeah, tornado.
Calling into work.
We did not get a tornado. There was a tornado in our area. It was like right over there, or no, it was that way.
Lee cockroach.
She actually started school last week. It was weird because she started at the end of the week, and then I don't know why they would even bother starting at the end of the week. Like, I know guy he works with, they started at the end of the week too. So I don't know if it's just something everybody in the area is. It's like, why not just wait till the beginning of the week to start the school?
I don't know why they started on Friday. But yeah, she's back in school.
No, she started Thursday.
Oh, Thursday, that's right. She's back in school.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it made no sense at all.
But she was happy to be back.
Yeah.
Well, she was the first few days. Now
she's over.
Now the novelty is wore off.
Yeah.
And she's already ready to be at school and is already wishing it was still summer. So that didn't last long.
It did not last long.
He said, caught him on camera the other day. Don't worry, it's logged on YouTube in my video section. It's kind of short. I've got a feeling that this is going to be a funny one.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know it's got to be coming from him.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's got to be a joke.
Well, they got us bolted to a trash can.
Well, if you was to go by the chick at the market, she would say you belong in the trash can.
She put me on the
next to it.
list. Oh,
Yeah, you went in the trash. The list you was on.
Yeah, I think she did. I think she really threw it in the trash.
What happens when you got an attitude?
Attitude.
You got an attitude problem.
Now I have an attitude problem.
He does have an attitude. Well, he did that day.
I did
Definitely
that
that day. Teenage, is it how enough for y'all up there? Hot enough? Well,
humid.
Yeah, the humidity. It's not so much the heat, and like it's a joke around here that people always say if you just say it's not the heat, it's the humidity, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Right.
But seriously, it is the heat. I think the heat, it only said it was like 92 or something today.
But it was like
But
buck 05.
But the humidity is just, I mean, it's so thick. I'm not kidding you. You will wake up and the windows are fogged from the outside. That's how humid it is out there. That the windows are fogged up from the humidity.
Yeah, I'm sweating gravy. It's warm.
Yeah.
It's warm.
That's why our son and his girlfriend was joking that we needed to just do the live in the pool. It was just like, yeah. Because that's where we've been every night.
Yeah, every night we've been in the pool. Every night.
Because it's like, I mean, even the air, like it being inside in the air conditioning, it takes the humidity out, but it's still warm, if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me. It may not make sense on here.
Woke up this morning, there's a kangaroo. Our son caught a wallaroo down the road from us, right here in the good old state of Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And it took him a while. Him and the dog chased it down and kicked somebody.
It kicked the owner. It kicked the owner. That's how it got away. And then my brother was hunting that day. He was bow hunting, and he was up in the woods, up in the tree, and he came up and he was like, I just saw a kangaroo go by, and it was just
with a diaper on.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, I just saw a kangaroo with a diaper on, and I was just like, what? Are you been in the trees way too long?
Way too long up there.
And then it wasn't much longer. I don't remember how it was. We heard about it or whatever, but that's what it was. They had come up and asked us if we seen a kangaroo, and they said it was a wallaroo. Of course, we're from Indiana, so
it's a kangaroo.
Where
we live, it's a kangaroo.
Yeah. Looks like a kangaroo, walks like a kangaroo. It's a kangaroo to us.
Hops like a kangaroo.
Yeah. So anyway, they come up and asked if we had seen a wallaroo. And we was like, I don't even know what that. And they was like, it's like a small miniature kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, my brother saw it.
Well, I think the other part of it was I went back in the woods because I went to my tree stand and I walked past this big cage. And it was a big live trap. I mean, it was a huge live trap. And I was like, somebody put up a live trap.
Yeah. So anyway, our boy takes my dog out. We still have German Shepherd, but it was a different German Shepherd then. Took the dog out and they went hunting for the wallaroo, and he actually caught the wallaroo, and he grabbed a hold of its tail and it drug him all the way down
to the river.
It drug him down the hill first because he come back and he was just a muddy mess. And he was like, I caught it, but it dragged me down the hill and then I hit a tree. So he was going back out, and he did end up catching it. And the owner, it started to drag our boy down into the river, and then the owner grabbed a hold of it and they got it. So and he ended up getting a reward.
You got $100 and
Yep, he was in the paper for it and everything else.
picture in the newspaper with the dog and the $100 bill.
Yeah, so then everybody around here started calling him Mowgli.
Yeah,
like from the Jungle Book.
Yeah, he was the Wallaroo wrangler. Wallaby and a kangaroo. I'm sure I believe you.
There's another species. I don't know. If you say so.
Marsupial size is in between a wallaby. Well, they had two of them, and they wore diapers because it was kind of comical.
Well, the one didn't have the diaper on it by the time they ended up catching it.
Yeah, they kept them in the house. Kept them daggone things in the house. Yeah.
So that's cool to know. I would have given them a shot. I bet it makes good gravy. I don't know if it's a marsupial though. Wouldn't that just be a big, gigantic rat? Wouldn't that be like a possum or something? And a marsupial's a rat? No,
No, I think they eat grass and stuff.
rats will eat grass.
Rats eat grass.
What do I know? No.
Everything makes good gravy. Yeah, I can agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah, Wallaroo in our backwoods
In Indiana.
in Indiana.
Not something you expect to see, but it's a true story.
Yeah.
Still got the paper around here somewhere.
Newspaper clipping somewhere. What's wrong with eating possum? Not a fan, Danny. Just not a fan. Tried it. We've eaten it.
I'm not
Did you
trying
try
it.
it?
I'm not trying it. Nope.
Not a fan. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I can't eat a tree rat, let alone a possum.
It's tree rat season right now. It's squirrel season right here.
Well,
What's right with it? Exactly. Not a big fan of possum. Yeah. No, I hope that's not on your daily lunch schedule, is it? Danny? You really like that? Yeah.
we got Bigfoot up north here. Isn't Bigfoot everywhere though? I thought he was like everywhere.
He's traveling. He is everywhere.
I don't know. I don't think it's squatchy around here though, is it?
Mhm.
I don't think Indiana ever gets blamed for that.
No, only Bigfoot I see around here is a gas station.
See, I was right.
What's that?
Possum is a marsupial.
You are flipping genius.
Mm.
That's just not self-proclaimed either. I've heard people say that about you.
Yeah. I don't know what's a nutri-rat. That just can't sound good.
Possum and nutri-rat. Oh, that's them things that go around the swamp, isn't it? Isn't it just like a rat, but it's like bigger, like body-wise? I think that's what a nutri-rat is. I've seen that on that TV show. Shoot them!
Isn't that what we call them?
Muskrats?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I would say the nutri-rat gets bigger, like a lot bigger. Yeah. The nutri-rat gets a lot bigger.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
What's really fun is running around barefoot in the woods and have a size 16 shoe.
I've got an uncle that is, I don't know. I say he's like 7 foot, 8 foot. I really don't know
We
how.
call him Sasquatch.
I really don't know how tall he is, but he's like super tall. My boy, or our boy, he's 6'4".
6'4", 6'5".
I think he's 6'4". But anyway, he's pretty tall, and my uncle's even taller than him. So he's a pretty tall dude, and he's like got the big old beard, and so yeah, we've called him Sasquatch before.
Yeah.
He could seriously pass. People would think Uncle Paul is
Sasquatch.
squatchy.
Yeah, he's squatchy.
But we probably ought to do that. Have him next time he's in town or whatever. Have him walk through our woods like this.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
get video
hilarious.
of it.
That'd be funny.
That'd be funny.
6 foot, 300 pounds.
I don't know how heavy Uncle Paul is, but he's a big dude.
He's big.
Like
He's a big dude.
little feller.
Mm-hmm. We had all kinds of stuff in our woods. Kangaroo. We had an airplane crash in our woods.
Not a true airplane.
It was an airplane. It had a little guy in it. It did. It had a
It
little
was
guy.
one of those like the fancy, you know what I'm talking about?
Remote control airplanes.
Yeah, but it's like one of the. It was a big one.
There were no survivors though. The little
There-
guy fell out of his seat. He was out of his chair when I found the plane. That was kind
What
of
else?
funny.
I don't think we found that many weird things in the woods.
Wallaroo and an airplane crash. Can anybody else say they've had that in their backwoods? Just saying.
Okay, that's two things. It's not like it happens all the time.
Thought it was cool.
Yep, it's related to school. We tried it. Same thing.
Yeah, I don't remember what show. I think it was like Swamp People or something.
Speaking of shoot 'em,
Uh-oh. Shoot 'em.
we went to Disney one time, and Boo, she's like, I don't know, she might have been 3 or 4 years old, and we went to um, um, Disney's Wilderness Campground, and they have trees and stuff like that. Well, we're sitting at the bus stop, and this lady and her husband, they're pointing, and they try to get Boo's attention, and they're like, "Look, look, it's a deer," and she sit there and she's like looking and everything like that, and then we was talking about it being because their deer was like so much smaller than ours.
Yeah, that's how the dogs.
Yeah, they were. It was like super tiny, and the lady was like, "Look, sweetie, look," and Boo turns around and she looks at it, and she turns around, she looks back at Kenny, and she's like, "Papa, that was too little. Shoot, ain't it?" And he was like, "Well, that's not the size Papa gets at our house." And she was like, "We still just shoot it."
And eat it.
That lady, if you could have seen her face, trust me, she's from the city, because she
was upset.
She was so upset that there is this little 3-year-old little girl that is saying, "Papa, you ought to shoot it."
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite story is
Yeah, shoot them, shoot them.
Shoot them, shoot them.
Your funny story is what?
Oh, your mom.
Oh,
Your
I know where
mom.
this one's going.
Your mom with Boo. Boo went over to her mom's house, and and her mom picked up the mouse trap, and there was a mouse in it, and she had the I don't know. They were in the back room. I don't remember now, but anyway, Boo and her mom went back there, picked up the mouse trap, and the mouse trap, obviously there's a dead mouse in it, and she looked up at her and said, "Are you going to eat it, Gigi? Because you trapped it. You trapped the mouse. Now you have to eat it. Because Papa says if you trap it or you hunt it, you have to eat it."
My mom was like, "No, we are not eating it." And she was like, "Papa says."
Papa says.
And she was like, "It's not happening."
You hunt it or trap it, you've got to eat it.
Yeah.
Yep, we are. And thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Thor
for
Hayden.
coming in. No, it's Danny getting ready. Thor just got here.
That was my favorite story to do, trapping the mouse.
Yeah. She was pretty upset that my mom wasn't going to eat it after she trapped it.
Yeah. Danny, do you eat Nutri-Rat?
I think he's already gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
I believe. Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do a shameless plug.
Uh,
Tomorrow, I have a video coming out that I would really appreciate if everybody would check it out because it's kind of gonna be a special one for me.
Yep. Check out the video tomorrow.
It's not like our usual videos or whatever. This one, it's a little different.
It's a little different.
And got a challenge on there. So anybody willing to step up to the challenge, I would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, so
Oh yeah, Debbie, it was funny. Yep. Out of the mouth of babes. You're exactly right. Yeah. She was giving her great grandma the hunting lesson.
yeah, she didn't think it was right that she was trapping mice and not willing to eat them. Yeah. And then that lady at the bus stop.
The lady at the bus stop at Disney was upset.
Oh, she was.
She was very upset.
It was bad. Which made it kind of funny for us because she was that upset about it. But
She was.
it is.
But it happens. Uh-oh.
Oh.
You better go answer that.
Yep. It's all on you now.
Oh, great. Oh. Okay. Anybody been up to anything good out there? Everybody's garden doing wonderful. We haven't had much rain here lately. Ours is. My watermelons have been taking a little bit of hit. I got to go out and water them also. But it sounds like we do have a thunderstorm coming in right now. So watermelons will very much appreciate it. And my secret seed challenge is some kind of watermelon that East Little Homestead sent us. It's really small. It's not getting real big real quick by any means.
What?
Cosmos. Our Cosmos are just now starting to come on, so I know it's pretty late. We got stuff down there, down south. It was crazy when I came back with all the weeds and weed pressure and everything. I'll try to catch up with the chat. Planted 14 fruit trees last weekend. Anti-roof fence. What caliber anti-roof fence? What caliber would that be? Massive green bean harvest. That's good. Send me some. I like green beans. I eat green beans with every daggone meal you got. Well, take care. Growing something with Jeff. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. I live here in South Florida. It's very hot. You live in South Florida, and it's very hot. When we were stuck down there a couple of weeks ago, because Angie lost her driver's license and wouldn't let her board the plane, we should have came seen you, Debbie. We could have hung out for a while, but we ended up in the mousetrap for an extra week, a little over. We were down there for 2 weeks. I think the next time we go down there, we're going to do our live down there. She doesn't know that yet. Don't tell her. I'm going to inform her of that when we get down there. That way we don't miss our live again. Cooler weather. Ventures on the homestead. How are you? Cooler weather tonight for Southwest Michigan. Nice. Not the kind of fence I was talking about, Bomber Steve. I'll bet South Florida is cooking right now. It is cooking. I'm trying to think. We went to Fort Myers one time in the middle of summer. Oh, good Lord have mercy. It was warm. We were down there for a week. I melted every time I walked outside, sweating gravy. It was hot. It was warm. It was warm in Orlando a few weeks ago. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Oh, cool weather for that's right. Yeah, I put up a fence around our garden, around my rest of my corn, what's left of it. And that's just for the deer because they kept. I think they just thought it was theirs. Yeah, because I think, in all honesty, I don't know if she knows it yet either, but I booked another trip down there. Don't say anything about that either. In a few weeks, so we'll be going back down there in a few weeks. And I think we're going to do our live. Hush is the word. That's absolutely right. I don't have the exact date. I don't remember. I have to look at that. I don't forget. I always wanted to surprise her with one of those and say, "Hey, get your stuff packed. We're leaving for a few days. We'll be back." I thought that'd be cool. She may not see the sense of humor in it, but I think it would be hilarious. Keep a snake mesh. I don't think there's any way to keep a snake out of nothing. They just weave their way right up over top of it and go on, don't they? Speaking of which, uh, went to the shed the other day and I didn't think anything about it. I keep the dog food out in the back shed. Didn't think anything about it. And I've forgotten snakes love dog food, love eggs, and that's a nice haven for them back here in the back with the chickens and the dog food. And I went in there and grabbed some stuff, and I didn't think anything about it. Just went in there and grabbed my stuff, and she went in there and she said, "You see that big 6 foot black snake in there?" And I said, "No, I didn't. But either you get him out or I burn the shed down. Makes no difference to me. House, shed, whatever. Got a snake in it, gotta go." She went in there, I had to get him out of there. Let's see. Return a problem. Feed around in the summer. Fruit trees. Anybody else got fruit trees that are producing? Uh, Thor, do you have fruit trees? You're still in here. Anybody have fruit trees that are producing? Ours came up with some brown spots on some of our apple trees, and I looked it up, or she looked it up and read about it and said it's not harmful. Um, but there's some black spots on that one tree back there. Peaches are plentiful. Jiminy Christmas, they're plentiful. Apples are doing okay. I mean, they're starting to redden up now, so I hope we get quite a few pounds of them for that because there's nothing better than apple crisp, apple cobbler, apple pie, peach pie. Yeah, all those are good things right there. So Norway. I went to Norway a couple weeks ago. I was right there. We went to Norway. I think we was there for a couple days. No, we went to Norway for a minute. Peach trees on it. Crabapple tree. Dozen crab apples. Cool. I had a few peaches, but Robert said I had a few peaches withered. Pear tree is doing great. It'd be awesome to have a pear tree. That'd be wonderful. Blackberries, raspberries. Yep. She did some of that propagating with some of those with the bags on them. So we're going to see how that comes out. I think that'll be black snakes having enough venom to ruin your afternoon. No, they really don't. No, I just, I don't know what they're right here. They don't. I don't think they do. We're just snakes, but yeah, none of our fruit trees are producing this year. I know what you're talking about, and that worried me because we got a snow after the fruit trees bloomed. We got a snow. So I don't. I was worried about our trees, and then all of a sudden everything just started coming on. But the peach trees, Fair load of it. I'm gonna have to get a pear tree from Robert. Get some seeds. Try to grow a pear tree. I think I've got 4 peach trees grown out there from our peach tree. The seeds, it's from our peach tree. Ventures on the homestead. I just brought in blueberry harvest. Awesome. Gonna bring them out, share them with everybody. Does everybody get some of those? 200 apple trees, Thor Haven Farm. That's a lot. That really is a lot. Yeah, we was in Norway a couple of weeks ago. And then we left Norway, and then we went to Mexico. And when we left Mexico, we went to Japan. I think we went to Jamaica after that. I'm trying to think. Oh, went to Germany. We came all the way back around and went to England. And I think that was it. It was a good time. It was a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. And before I get 52,000 comments about that, we were at Epcot. We traveled around the world. And Walt Disney World. Cosmic cultivators. We bought a pear tree for $12. Okay, most of the Tractor Supplies stores have closed down around us, or they closed them down and they got out. We have a Rural King, what we have, and they took, and I'm not kidding you, I'm trying to think of when it was. I can't remember, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went in there and they had, everything you can think of. They even had pumpkin plants, cucumber plants. They had everything in there before we went on vacation. And when we come back, because I went in there to buy hog feed, I went to buy some hog feed, and all their plants and trees were gone. So I went up and asked the manager. I said, "Hey, do you still have all those? Because if you're chucking them," he said, "throw them all in the dumpster. Every one of them, every tree, every plant, everything. Threw it all in the dumpster. Got a big roll off. Threw it all in it. Hauled it off. Every bit of it." Yeah, we have it. We have, but like I said, they threw every one of their trees, and they said they put them on clearance price. Nobody bought them, and they threw them all away. I couldn't believe that. I figured they would donate it or something. Something. Mm, yeah. And I went in there too. Do you all know the fabric they use for like low tunnels? And you can put in your garden and make the little hoops out of, and that white fabric that they use for that. They buy that by the rolls so they can cover up their plants in the spring, and they roll it back up at the end of the season and they throw it in the dumpster. I went in there and asked him, I said, "If you're going to throw that away, can you ear tag me for it?" "Nope, got to throw it away." I thought, man, that'd be nice. I could try to grow some lettuce, late, late lettuce outside of it. Oh, Dad, did you not catch me? Uh, I was joking. We did go to all those countries, but it was at Epcot. Epcot has like 17 different countries around this lake, and you can stop in and eat here, get a drink here. You can eat all these different cultures and foods, and obviously they got like miniature of everything there. Whatever they sell in England, they got a gift shop for it. So whatever in Norway, but that's what it was. We went to Epcot. I was just joking. We went all the way around the world. It was, I was just joking around. We went to Epcot. We went to all the different countries. We just went from one to the other. You live in Florida. You've probably been there. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Deb. Don't yell at me. Yeah, it was Epcot. That was I was talking about. Yeah, Thor, that is crazy, buddy. Yeah, they should have gave all the trees and plants away. They just threw them all in a dumpster. I couldn't believe they did that. That is real proof, Robert. That is real proof of the variety of perennial food. Some things we have bad year, but many more will have a good year. Oh, it's good. You have a great harvest. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't believe they did all that. I can't believe they threw all that stuff away. I didn't get it. Didn't make any daggone sense to me whatsoever. Mm. Yeah, Deb, don't be mad at me. I was just being me. Yeah, our peach trees are loaded. I couldn't believe how loaded they actually are. The one apple tree kind of hangs over the pig pen back there in the back. And the apples are getting so heavy on it. I'm waiting for the pigs to actually notice it and start climbing up the fence trying to get them because I really, I probably should go out there and tie the limb up or prop it up with a board or something because I'm gonna say it's probably 3.5 feet, 4 feet off the ground back there. So I probably should do that. I started trying to climb up the fence and realize that's what it is because all the smaller ones or whatever that fall off, whatever, we just fall in the garden back there. We just been to Disney World twice in your life, and you were raised there in Florida. I understand. There's a lot of we used to not go either, but annual passes happened, and all the crazy stuff in the world and that happened. That's the only place you could go. I really am. We really are. We are gonna travel out. All this crazy stuff. I want to go to England and Scotland. When we go, I told Boo that, well, I told her parents that, hey, I'm taking her with me. I go to Scotland and England, and I mean, they didn't care. You know, all this craziness to be done, get out. Yeah, I spent a couple of weeks over there, I think. I'm hoping that means the fruit trees burst with fruit next year. I am not a tree connoisseur by any means, but it makes me very happy when I can walk out the backyard and peel a peach off the tree. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than fresh peaches right off the tree. That's me. I enjoy them. I think they're awesome. Nothing. That's the best fresh fruit for me. I think booze is blackberries. Blackberries is Boo's favorite. Mm. Um, our wild berries are just starting now. Yeah, Angie went out back and got some blackberries last week. She drives around the golf cart around the edge of the hayfield and picks them back there. And they're wild ones. They don't get as big as the big blackberries. What are they? Thorns? Thorns berries. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, she went around and got some of those the other day. I hope those other starts that we get, because the neighbor had raspberries. She bagged some of those. What I mean by bag is she puts them in a bag, The end of them, they grow roots. And she clips them and brings them out there, puts them in the ground. I think that's what she does. I am not the gardener. I am a fruit gardener. Those thornless blackberries we're picking this year could almost pass as golf balls. They get big. I mean, the ones that are thornless, I'll tell you what, they get big. Like I said, all we've ever had is just the wild blackberries. That's what they've been jelly with here for eons. And I planted grapes, grape vines. Two of them. Neither one of them survived. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I think I'm going to try to get with Sang and find out where he got his from because his are just bad. They're just climbing the fence. So I need to find out where he's at. He's here in Indiana too. He's down south. He's south of us. Yeah, good times. Yeah, I'm hoping our fruit trees do well. I mean, like I said, peach trees look good. Apples don't look the best by any means, but they're producing. So, like I said, they're turning red. So I'm hoping to get the can up a bunch of preserves. There's nothing better than apple and peach cobbler. Good. I like a cherry cobbler too. Don't take that wrong, but we do not have a cherry tree. We used to have a huge one, a monster. And actually, we had three of them. And I'm telling you what, these trees, I bet they won't. And those trees have been there before I was hatched. My mom, I don't know anything about this. Dad planted them. I'm not even gonna guess. I don't even know, but I know that they were over. I'm just gonna stop because I don't know how old they were. They were huge. The cherry trees were like stumps like that. They were just massive, but they just started dying out after a while. They were huge. Sorry, pulled an Angie. I had a squirrel moment there for a minute. Got lost in my own mind. Haven. That's wild. We planted 4 of the thorns this year. But not. Probably much the first year. The cultivators. We just made a blackberry cobbler and it was delicious. Where's mine? I need to go out and check it. Hey, check the mailbox. See if Cosmic Cultivator sent us one. Sent us a cobbler. Was anybody in here to begin with? When Angie said, "Oh, you just left me in here. I had to do this live all by myself." And where's she at? Just put in a lemon tree. Yeah. Steve, we had a lemon tree here one time in Indiana, and I carried it. And my grandma and grandpa bought it for me in Florida, down in Debbie's neck of the woods. Brought me back one of those trees you can buy at souvenir shops or something in a box. And we carried that thing in and out of the house, in and out of the house every year. Never got to stay on it. Somebody says, we need 2 trees, or we need pollinators. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah. That pot was about 3 foot around and about 3 foot deep. That sucker was heavy. We put it on wheels, and then one time I Forgot to bring it in and didn't know we got a frost. Killed it. Dead. Dead. Yeah, I have abandonment issues right now. I think she's talking to the preacher, I think. Some kind of event. That's what she does. She is an event planner. She does a good job at it. So I think they're doing some kind of event. Yeah, I got abandonment issues right now. Yeah, Robert. Yeah. Oh yeah, Robert. How are we doing on weight wise for our team? Or are we just waiting to the very end? Ain't got any great big huge numbers, or don't know? That's right. Should have brought everybody a piece of pie. Just rude. You haul me around in a trash can, cosmic cultivators. Then we're going to talk about cobblers, pies. That ain't right at all. That ain't right at all. Yeah, Robert, have you heard how we're doing wise, teammate wise, how we are doing towards the end? And please, Lord, tell me you do not let John do the final tally numbers. Oh, good Lord, tell me no, because you know how that works. There's there are some exciting numbers on both sides. I understand. I do. I do understand. Hopefully this weekend we can do some squirrel this weekend. That'd be kind of fun. Would enjoy that. It is warm. Lord, it is warm. Tony and our cabin in the woods is weighing in a huge tomato harvest again today. I haven't watched it. But I did weigh some of those. Give me a second. Mortgage lifter tomatoes that Angie planted. And some of those are coming in like 1.5, 2 pounds for a tomato. They are huge. I've never seen such. I mean, they almost look like 3 tomatoes growing together. I mean, they are huge. I have not given my. I don't think we're supposed to. I don't know. I think you do it at the end of the year. But I figured Robert was a team captain. I figured maybe he heard some numbers, or if he's just watching it on the big TV like us. Adventures on the homestead. I need to learn about this shed wars thing. Yes, you should. And the spokesperson and the I can't say the face. Cannot say the face of shed wars is in here. His Robert. It was massive. Yep. Cultivators is there being all kinds of impressive as well. Some pink squash. 50 pounds. It is impressive. It really is. It is impressive. 6 of those growing right now. That's cool. That is cool. The hands of Shed Wars is here. Yeah, you can't call him the face of Shed Wars, but the hands of Shed Wars. There you are. Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely right. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a special guest. Oh, looky here. Everybody, I want to introduce you to Angie. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, I had to do it by myself, all by myself last week. So
Well, my boss wanted me to go make money. He
No pity for you.
He called me in and said, I got to go work.
No pity.
Adventures on Homestead said he needed to learn what the Shed Wars thing is. And I started to say, well, the face of Shed Wars is in here. I said, well, I can't call him Newton. Robert said he's the hands of Shed Wars.
Well, here, we can do this.
I don't know what you're doing there.
Robert can come up and explain it if he wants.
Well, the party has arrived.
There we go.
We'd like to welcome the hands of Shed Wars.
Well, if he wants to.
If he wants to. He may not want to. I'll be right back. Since you took off for 20 minutes.
I don't even know where you left off at.
Talking about fruit trees. And we have some spots on our apples.
You're a tool. Just so you know.
That's rude.
I am rude. Okay. Sorry about that. So where are we all at? The party has arrived. Robert ain't got his makeup on. What do you do? What kind of moisture do you use for your hands to keep them, camera ready? Okay. I will do my best at explaining what Shed Wars is, because I think that was the question. I'm assuming that was the question. I don't know. But okay, so the best way I can explain it, mind you, I'm just a member of Shed Wars. I'm not a
This is not official quotation.
Yeah, this is not official. But it is basically a community of gardeners, and well, not just gardeners anymore, but it is a online community that is global. It is not just located here in the US. There's Canada, like there's some South Africa, a lot over in Australia, the UK, basically just all over the place. Anyway, it is a collection of people that want to teach others how to grow and how to basically grow their own food so that they can provide for their own families. And that's not just in gardens. Some people are actually growing on rooftops. One of the requirements of being in Shed Wars is to grow in containers, because obviously not everybody has acreage, or a lot of land to grow in. Some people, we actually have a few that are a few of our viewers and subscribers that live in apartments or condos and stuff like that. So they don't have a big yard. But they could still grow in containers and pots on their patios. We actually have one of our subscribers. She started growing on her patio because of seeing that we were growing potatoes in a container of ours. So it is a lot of people coming together, showing how to grow literally everything. Like, I don't think there is a thing that at least one member in Shed Wars hasn't grown or is growing or what have you. Not only is it just how to grow it, but it's how to harvest it, how to start the seeds, how to save seeds. And I've learned, I've been gardening for quite a while, but I'm still learning from a lot of these people. So it's about learning how to grow and sharing with others how to grow their own food. And it's a community effort in doing that. And not only that, but they've started branching out into other things other than just growing, but other things like John just put out a video of how to basically build a table for one. Robert put out a fishing challenge. So it's not just gardening. It could be fishing. It could be building. assuming chickens, and there's just a lot of other areas, but it started with gardening and teaching other people how to garden. So that is pretty much my gist of my explanation. Like I said, I am not the person. If you want to know more and get a better explanation of exactly what Shed Wars is, you could either go to Robert at Homestead Aquarius. He's actually our captain, Team Aquarius. Or you could go to the other side, at John at Welllll. I joke. John actually is very, very smart. He's
You know
he's gonna
come watch. He's probably in here, and he probably clipped that already. You understand that, don't you?
I'm gonna give credit where credit's due, and I'm only saying it on here, and I probably need to erase this video but he actually is very knowledgeable when it comes to growing things. And I will say that he got this guy to grow, and he's actually been doing a wonderful job doing it. And a big part of that is Shed Wars. So, yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
He's learned a lot, not just from me, but he's actually been watching, other Shed Wars members' videos, and he's been learning everything too. So yeah. But yeah, those would be those are the two captains, because we're separated into teams, and they're the two United States captains. There's also the Southern Hemisphere. They have their own captains, but we're in the Northern Hemisphere right now because of our gardening season. But yeah, they're the two captains of the Northern Hemisphere. They're the OGs, I guess you would say. That's Robert at Homestead Aquarius and John at Welllll. But don't tell John I said anything nice about him.
I was just thinking when you were talking, you said I am not the official, and then it hit me with the Cosmic Cultivators disclaimer not being an electrician. It just made me laugh in my own mind again. That randomly hits me every once in a while.
Yeah, that's a really good way I like how he says that. Shed Wars taps into a lot of people's untapped potential. Yeah.
A lot of fun, a lot of good people. A lot of.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Here's one of the officials. Here's team captain.
The official spokesperson of Shed Wars 21.
I'm one of the official old guys.
The OGs.
Yeah.
Yo, geez.
Is there anything I left out? Right.
Hold on. Let me get rid of a problem here. You left out everything, Angie. Everything. That's why I'm here. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to get rid of all the stinking YouTube.
You need a hammer?
The echo. There we go. All right. I did that without disconnecting. I'm amazed.
Well, earlier, I don't know if he was in here when he said that he didn't have his makeup on. So I figured he was probably putting on his moisturizer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get on people's live streams just any old time. Okay. So I went and refreshed my makeup and rubbed a little lotion on my hands before I get the hose in and took care of that. But no, you did great. You did wonderful. And I'm gonna tell you what. Oh, look, we're losing people. I get up and now we're down to 3. So it's like, oh my God, they're gonna bring him up there. Now, see, if it was John, it would be completely different, Yeah, because everybody wants to see a train wreck, right?
Yeah, there'd be nobody in here then if he was up there.
That's right. No, people love John. He's a great guy. But yeah,
I don't say too many nice things about him on our channel, okay?
Yeah, not too many.
All right. Well, I know, but yeah, Shed Wars is growing, and we've got some incredible plans. I think, we're facing some challenges this year. Without me going into it, we're facing challenges from two or three different angles, but we're pressing on. Um, you know,
It's us.
Again, can't be us again. Can't be the problem every time. Got to be Danny.
but where we're going and expanding the universe of things around Shed Wars is something that we're pretty excited about. And with the fishing rodeo, that's going to be some fun. But here's the thing about that. Hold on, excuse me here. If when we bring in the fishing rodeo, it's done. It's like, okay, this is a good idea. So let's just go ahead and put it out there. So very few people have heard of what we're doing with that. We're expecting that to grow. But guess what? Shed Wars hunting season is on the table too, because that's part of the universe. See, we all grow food, or we all buy food, whatever. We got to do something with that energy that we get from it. So what do we use it for? It's everything in the world, and helping people to get out their messages, get out there, whatever they do, because people care about more than just gardening. It's like you were saying earlier, you've got some different content that's not your normal thing that you're going to do. And I appreciate seeing that from people.
It's still gardening.
It's what? Still gardening? Well, that's okay. And we know that the algorithm likes us to keep us in a little slot, you know.
Well, I don't know. We've not found our slot, so we don't really have that issue.
I want to put y'all in a different slot since y'all are doing things different. But got some very, very, very good ideas coming out. And John's Table for One has been a thing that is helping to go with that, because we have amazing artisans of many different types. We've got people that do crochet, make candles, and soap, and pottery folks, clay throwers, and that's a huge thing.
Absolutely.
That's a huge thing to about Shed Wars is our community.
Oh yeah.
And although we have faced some problems within our community and forces from without causing us a great deal of problems. Those will resolve themselves, and we will press on.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. There's problems with everything. You just got to get them all hammered out. I don't know, smoothed out. And
every organization, anytime there's more than two people, anytime there's more than one person, there's a potential for issues.
Because people are the craziest human beings out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And there's always that there's the little part that shows on top, and then there's the part that's spread underneath like an iceberg. It's like there's something that shows up on top, but then there's roots that go below the surface and like to stay there, affecting things. But we're weeding folks out, however you want to call it. Folks are weeding themselves out. It's just, you can't.
We're gonna get plucked like a weed.
Oh, dang!
It's just. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, sure.
But,
I understand. Shoot,
people start getting uncomfortable, but anyhow, we're gonna press on, and we hope that everybody will will turn away from the influences that would, drag them out of shed wars. And we would hope that would happen, and grow with us and keep spreading what we're doing. But I don't know. We got a lot of stuff a lot of stuff going on, and I see great things for the future, I guess is the best way to say it.
I have a question for you, Captain.
What's that?
Did you fall and hit your head? Why on earth would you challenge John, of all people, the fishing challenge?
Well, it doesn't really go the way he's thought it was going to be. The man John going to throw out his stuff in the ocean and catch a bunch of tunas, and he's thinking it's going to be a battle against people out there fishing for bluegills with bobbers, but that's not the way it is. It's just a chance for people to have fun and to highlight the different sources of food, because I'm telling you, the heart of what we're doing. I mean, we like to have fun and everything. It's about community and all, but seriously, is anybody paying attention to the same stuff that I am? It's scary, and the food situation for so many people. I mean, yeah, we're preaching to the choir amongst our own channels a lot of times, and you guys certainly, know what's up, but there's so many that don't. And so helping people with this other stuff is part of what we're doing. I'd like to see people out there fishing for everything, all waters. I'm fixing to go set a crawfish trap is what I'm going to do. I hadn't done that since I was a kid.
That's bait.
I've got a friend or two down on the Gulf Coast, but that's time and money to get down there and do things. And I tell you, I'm very busy, but we want people to have fun. And if they can catch a tuna or a trout, whatever it's going to be, even alligators, if it's in the water, if it lives in the water, frog legs to flounder, it don't matter. It's food. People need to be paying attention to that. You mean when we started Shed Wars, it was out of that spirit of survival and self-sufficiency.
Sure.
And everything that we're seeing and worried that was going to happen is coming true. And I mean, they're just talking about Tyson said that they're looking at a 30% increase across the board on everything, 30 or more in the next week or so. And this is on top of everything that's already the prices that have been raised. We could be looking at a 200% increase on just about every kind of thing you could buy, including the food, by this time next year or more.
Well, and then there's just so many different facets that's feeding into that. There's so many different channels that's going right into that, because you have obviously the even if you say you get in trouble, it seems like anymore, the sickness that everybody talks about had a lot of places shut down. Then you have the trucking industry. Then you have the bridges that are down, and food and stuff being held at ports. And then on top of it, the taxes increased, and they talked about the tax increase was only going to be over a set amount. So basically, average Americans don't have to worry about it. And it's just like, they're not going to eat that. If they're going to lose on their profit, guess what happens? The prices go up, because they're not going to lose out on their money. So the prices are going to go up. There's just not as much out there. I mean, there's just so many different things that can happen to a food source without going like major political or
Yep.
whatever. There's just so many things that could happen
Oh,
with
yeah.
a food source. If you don't have a way to feed yourself, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So
And
learn
it's
how to
all
do it
about
now
food.
when you can.
Yeah, you don't you go without food for a little while. What is it? 3 minutes without air. You know, 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. But it's
Debbie says she'll catch alligators.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know of all of the of and I've kept up with all the rabbit hole stuff. I've kept up with things for more than 2 decades, and out of like say 10 different things that could be disastrous that they warn about and everything like that that people should be prepared for. I really think that there's a good chance that we're looking dead in the face at 7 of them, you know, 6 or 7, and just one would wreck your day.
Yeah.
So when they compound on each other, let's say 6 out of 10 things show up at your front door. I mean, it's just going to be pure survival. And like you said, we could go very deep into these things, but they don't like us talking about things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know one of the things that it's kind of funny because I grew up like poor, like legit poor, and like lived in the hood the whole 9 years. But I feel so much better equipped than a lot of people that had a easier life, I guess you would say, because like my dad was a hunter, my dad was a fisherman, so I know how to hunt, I know how to fish. Um, my mom and dad both gardened, more my mom than my dad. She canned. Um, they both cooked, more my mom again than my dad. But so like everything that I learned growing up because we were poor is now really starting to benefit like my life and our lifestyle because like when the whole everything shut down or whatever, there's a lot of people, that they don't know how to cook like from scratch, and to the point where we went shopping and I needed to get some flour and there was an older lady there with her husband and it was like when everybody was like freaking out and they were panic buying and stuff like that. um she was like, well, I'm getting this because none of the younger generation knows how to use it. Picking up flour, and she was like, they can have all the bread. And I was just like, I was lucky enough because I'm one of the younger generations in her I'm not a younger generation by any means, but to her I was in the younger generation that she sees as not being able to scratch. And if you look around, there's a lot of people that don't know how to cook, how to hunt, how to garden, how to do, all of that stuff. And it's like, I mean, we're not going to rely on a grocery store being open. I mean, obviously it would be great because, I want my Dr. Pepper, but I can live without Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's
what?
a proven fact that you can live without Dr. Pepper. Now, Mountain Dew, there's going to be an awful lot of ladies out there that if they don't get their Mountain Dew, they just might wither in 24 hours. I'm not sure.
See, I don't know. I don't know how long I can go without Dr. Pepper. I guess we may end up finding out. There was a shortage on Dr. Pepper, and I kind of was sweating a little bit because I was just like, oh no, what am I going to do?
There was a collapse at the warehouse, at the Dr. Pepper warehouse.
Well, start learning how to make sassafras tea. You can do that. That'll help a little bit. Sarsaparilla. then whatever else that other, what I forget what the other root is.
We're up in Indiana. I don't even think we don't get no sarsaparilla up here.
Yeah. Indiana. I think y'all can have sassafras though, can't you?
Sassafras.
Yeah.
Sassafras?
Yeah.
Where?
Right down the street.
Yeah.
We have sorghum.
Oh, I gotta move.
Get
Yeah.
sorghum.
Sorghum?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorghum.
Sorghum.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, who was it? Swafford Homestead. They were growing sorghum, but they also started growing actual sugar cane. And that was pretty neat.
I think that would be neat to try.
Yeah, but you got to be warm and stay warm. But they have ways of dealing with it. It's just like people own up further north than Tennessee, being able to overwinter turmeric and ginger and stuff like that in the ground. They have to cover it.
Yeah.
But these are the things that are so passed down from generation to generation that there's 90% of our apartment dwelling descendants now, people that are in the cities that are removed by at least one generation from this in-depth knowledge, are going to suffer. And then it's the thought of, they're all going to become, they get their bug out bags and they'll all empty the cities and head out and be in the woods, and they'll be able to make it. But the trouble is, there's an awful lot of people in the cities, and there's not that much room in the woods once those people enter out into them. And you're going to be sitting there fighting over the same squirrel, killing one another over the same root or berry that you can find. If it were to somehow get to that point, without a massive population die-off happening before that, or some control measures, locking down an entire city, New York, physical barriers. But these are the extremes of where things could go. And, woe be unto me if I ever think, oh, well, that can't happen. That can't happen. That's crazy.
Well, even if you take all of that and set it to the side, for us, it's always been that way for us, just because I'm cheap.
Exactly.
So for me, it's been a lifestyle, just because it's a saving money thing. That's something that I learned from my parents, was how to save money and how to do things cheap and how to make do and things like that. So for us, it's actually been more of a money saving type thing.
Sure.
It's not even necessarily a prepping type situation. It's just, simply put, it's money saving.
I can tell you this, Robert. We used to go to the store, and when we go to the store, we may have peanut butter, we may not have no jelly. We may have crackers, but we may not have whatever. And the reason being is the only thing she would buy was on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually it would all catch up. But then she's not paying the market price for anything at the store, like whatever it would be. I don't even know. For instance, like hamburger, she has a bunch of it. Obviously, we buy it off of the farmer, the slaughterhouse. So we didn't pay $5 or $10 a pound, whatever it was last year, something stupid. But that's usually the way she buys groceries.
That, and then like pasta, when it goes on sale for like 49 cents, I'll buy enough pasta to last us 6 months, 6 to 8 months, because it's 49 cents. And people think, well, that's crazy. Why would you buy that much? And it's like, because I'm paying 49 cents. And when you go to make your spaghetti, you're going to be paying $1.50 for your spaghetti, on top of your spaghetti sauce and everything else, as where I paid 49 cents for my pasta and my spaghetti I raised in my backyard. So my pasta, my spaghetti it's 49 cents. Yours that
The
you had to
$1.50.
go buy, it was $1.50 on top of if you bought a jar of that, the regular, the ragu or what have you.
Oh, ragu.
Now you're at $2.50 for spaghetti.
Yeah. But it's mainly just to save money. I mean, it's
Yeah. Well, I mean, whenever you're saving money, you're also saving your life's energy.
Sure.
And people chase around, the things and keeping up the Joneses and stuff, and they're spending their life energy on this kind of thinking. And so you're saving money and you're saving your life as well, and allowing it to put that energy into something else.
sure.
The way it used to be. It used to be that if you lived in an apartment and were renting something, that you were rich. That meant that you had money to blow, you know. Um, and nowadays though, it's a necessity, and they continue to make it more of a necessity. Not
Yeah.
saying that people have been renting places for hundreds of years,
Sure.
and land and property continues to change hands. But then we've got the whole thing of not owning anything anymore coming around and being talked about. And so they're you know, trying to lock in the herd.
Sure.
And, because population. But, you know, I think we're living in the last of the years in our normal world, barring any crazy one of these apocalyptic things happening. I think that we're living in the last of the years to where people can actually have their own little patch of heaven, you know, and are given or allowed to have their right to do for themselves. These people don't care. The bankers don't care. They don't care how many generations that farm or has been in your family.
Sure.
But they have patience. They can slowly wrest it from our fingers and our freedom. But
I think I've always said that the property is the only thing you can buy and never own. You can buy a car and throw it in the backyard and you own it forever, but property, it's actually
yeah,
life.
yeah, they ain't making no more of it. But we really don't own anything at all. We're just basically on an extended lease for as long as we're on this earth.
Caretakers.
That's right. It's caretakers is the best way. And that's just like we were talking earlier about the pear trees, everybody's fruit trees and stuff. If you've got land, anywhere of any kind, or the ability to grow some food, start doing it. The trees that I planted years ago, now they are bearing fruit.
That's great.
Yeah, pear trees, peach trees. I actually bought 2 pear trees, and I gave one to my neighbor. It was in the way of some little bit of earth moving I needed to do, and it was in a bad spot. And so I gave it to them, and they put it in a better spot, and it's bearing fruit. My peach trees, I have Indian peaches here, and they just go crazy. But the frost and everything got them the last couple of years, and I'm not really managing them for peaches. Right now, I'm not counting on anything that I've got to do it. I'm in like growth stage, just growing things, like
Sure.
all these dang walking onions I've got. I'm just building stock, basically. There's a lot of things that I'm just building stock on.
Well, I mean,
Matter.
everybody starts somewhere. It's like for us, I mean, we've had, I mean, this property for years, and we've done very little with it. as far as like there's so much more potential that we've not even tapped into. Like we have woods that would be beautiful for like a permaculture type thing that we've not done anything with. And it wasn't until, because we did like homesteading and we did stuff like that. I see, hold on, I'm gonna bring him up. We did stuff like that, and but we always had like chickens, and we've had pigs here and there. I've always had a garden of some sorts and stuff like that, but it wasn't until we truly burnt ourselves out, like to the point of we had pigs, we had goats, we had guineas, chickens, ducks, we had, I mean, like legit, we had so much of everything that, hold on, I'm gonna have to mute you real quick just because there's some sort of background.
Well, Angie talks right now.
But there's some sort of like, we had to get to the point of just get away from everything because it was all just way too overwhelming. So we ended up, we stopped everything, and then we came back, and after basically sitting out for a couple years, we was just like, okay, there's actually a lot that we missed. So we started inching back into it. I mean, obviously, other than the garden, because I can't not have a garden. There was only a couple years I didn't, and that was when I was like helping my mom and stuff like that. But even then, I was helping her in her garden. But there was like things that we just missed. So it was like, okay, we're going to come back, but this time when we come back, we want to come back in the right way. So that's why we moved our garden where it is, because it's closer to the chicken. The pigs are close to that. I can't. My husband and our son actually put water in so that we're now able to water everything in one location, and just making it to where we're going to actually still be able to take care of it even as we age. And now that we have everything pretty much set where we want it, now we're looking at our woods like that is the perfect place, because one, we need to clean it up because we lost a lot of trees. We love riding back there. We haven't been able to ride for years because of the woods back there. It's perfect source that we're not utilizing to be able to mulch the brush is again chickens, good garden, and something else we haven't utilized them. So it's like now we're looking at the woods in a whole different light of it, as in, okay, now how are we going to make this work for us too? And that's pretty much where we're at now. We're at like, okay, we're here and we're happy and everything is good. Now it's time for the bigger picture. We have this, utilize it, and things in play that we really want. Chris, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm at work. I'm sure you saw me travel around here. I'm trying not to give you too much of a view of what's going on. But I wanted to comment on what Robert was just talking about. Gina was telling me a story the other day that there was this 80-year-old man who just got evicted from his homestead out in the woods. Basically, no rhyme or reason. He, took care of himself, grew his own food, his own livestock, and they basically said no more. Tough, you know what? You need to move on.
The whole story is his cabin burnt down after he put solar panels up.
That's what it is.
And
His
they
cabin
wouldn't
burnt
let him
down,
return to the property.
and they wouldn't let him return back to the property. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting story to add on to what Robert was just saying. Like, we need to be more self-reliant, but the fact is, how are we supposed to be self-reliant when they're taking these privileges away from us?
Yeah, I mean, that's all we have to do is, I mean, what I do is I look at how things are going and just start, thinking in my mind, okay, well, what's next? There is always a next. What's next? What's going to happen next? Okay, if our population goes up by this much, what's next? Where are they going to get their food? How many of them would love to have their own place, but they can't? How are they going to vote because of that? How could they be used?
The other thing is I don't know if any of you have seen Lone Star's last video about the farmers being forced to destroy their crops. Has anybody seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reoccurring thing. It's not just him saying it, it's other sources that I follow as well. I'm sure, yeah, truck drivers, shortages as well. Like, all this stuff is real.
And not just recently either. This has been going on with a pace that's rapidly picking up. Everything to destroy our food supply over the last year or so. And all this down with the sickness stuff that they're doing, it's unimaginable what we're going to face, and they're not saying anything about it. I'm surprised that they even have anything on the news at all, on the mainstream stuff. We're headed into some problems.
That's just the thing. The average American is going to turn on, the 6 conglomerates that control 97% of the media. People like us go that extra step and look for alternative news stations, alternative information. Americans nowadays, they just don't care. They care about headlines and mic drop moments.
Exactly. It's the entertainment. Bread and circus is part of our society. It's where we are now.
Theatrics. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
We gotta like we were talking about earlier. I think the biggest thing is that we help each other. We teach each other. We can grow. We can raise. We can do all that stuff on our own. I mean, that's what Shed Wars is all about, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know how else to say that.
I agree with you, but it's now coming to the point
and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. We've been out with power out here for 2 weeks at one time, I think, and whatever, bring it on. We're good. So,
you can try and you can do all the preparing that you want to do, but when it comes down to it, it's going to happen how it's going to happen. So,
and then
but you're going to worry about it. You're just going to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
But like many of the channels will say, I watched Jack Spirko. Used to watch him and listen to his podcast every day. But there's so much content of my normal stuff that I haven't been able to watch for a long time now for support for the community and everything. But Jack Spirko, he'd always say, get prepared for when times get tough, or even if they don't. And y'all have the right spirit out there. I think most of us do. It's like, what can I do myself? Because the most thing is going to happen is a job loss or an injury to take out a breadwinner or these kind of things, or you take in other family members, or you name it. It's most of those things that will cause us problems. And you're right.
All the above.
You're making adjustments for when you get older. like y'all ain't halfway there already, like all of us. You know, y'all already deep in that territory. I am.
50 years old. We're getting there. So it's just like, I mean, we're
Oh,
We're
close.
still the young bucks over here, I guess.
yeah.
You know, at 50 years old, you actually have to start looking at that kind of stuff, you know, because right now, yeah, we're physically able to do it and we're physically able to also we want to prepare for our future, you know, and regardless of politics and everything else, you know, that I can't control. I have no control over any of that. I can vote the way I want to vote, I can do whatever, but I mean, it's still one power to another power. It's only going to be so much, but it comes back down to what can you control? You know, like I like to look at it as what can you change in your corner of your world to make the world a better place. I may not be able to change the entire world, and I may not be able to feed or help the entire world. But if I do my part to just make my little corner of the world, as small as it is, a better place, then that's really all that I can do.
That's
You
right.
know, like my shirt says, have faith in your journey. You know, you just have to, if you worry so much about the future, then you're going to miss out on the right now. And there's this song, it's called Living in the Moment. And it speaks so much to my heart because that's truly what I want to be is I don't want to miss out on my right now. Being worried about the future or being concerned about the past and everything else because the past is over. There's nothing I can do. I can't change it. I can't move it. I can apologize, but that's really all that I can do about the past. I can learn from it. You know, the future, it's not here. For all I know, I may not be here for the future. I mean, none of us knows. Anybody could walk out of their house at any point in time and an airplane could fall out of the sky and done. You know, and you spent today so obsessed and worried, and you know what I mean?
Oh
It,
yeah, I know exactly what you
it's
mean.
sad that so many people are missing out on the right now. It's like I'm not saying to not be prepared because obviously we're wanting to prepare for our future.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, being old, you know, we're hoping and praying that we do get old one day. You know, because it beats the alternative.
Well, now Kenny's already there. I see 50 and older all over Kenny, but not you, Angie. It's not touching you.
Oh yeah, it is. Trust me, it is.
Would you guys believe that I'm coming up on 40 here? Like,
Oh, you're a puppy.
That's right.
yeah, no, no, I've been called like 28 before. I'm like, really? Like, okay.
Well,
But
that's
I just wanted to add on that, Angie. The perspective that I come from is like, how are we supposed to live into today if, for instance, one household works 140 hours a week just to scratch the bottom of the barrel? How are you supposed to live when you have to do that? And by the way, working all these hours, we lost $25,000 from last year because of you know what. So you know, like it's just a different angle.
That is
Yeah,
your right
yeah,
now, though.
yeah.
You know,
Our right
walking
now,
around with
our right now is the Shed Wars community, and what I mean by that is just educating ourselves on the olden ways, which is the only way forward in this world. Period.
and really, in all honesty, I mean, if we're being completely honest, it should have been that way all along.
Absolutely.
Because we would all be so much better off had we lived more like our grandparents and our great grandparents and stuff like that. Because, you know, just like Debbie up here, our one of our favorite viewers, she said, I can't afford to be keeping up with the Joneses. She learned that a long time ago. our society has tried tricking us into thinking that we do need to keep up with the Joneses. And it's just like,
Washed us.
it has nothing to do with the Joneses because, like what you're going to do is going to make you happy. What Robert's going to do is going to make him happy. Even me and Kenny have differences in what we like and what we enjoy.
Yeah, me and the missus. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, why would I want to keep up with the Joneses? I want to keep up with the Angie,
Yeah.
keep up with my life. Like you're saying, you're working your
10-hour
tail off,
days. 10-hour days.
and it's like, but you're doing what you got to do,
Yeah.
and we've all been there. I
Yep.
can't say all. Obviously, some people had a silver spoon, but most average Americans have been there. And
Yeah.
working a lot of hours. I mean, it's bad, but at the same time, you got to look at it as, well, there's other people that can't work
Oh yeah.
physically or
Absolutely.
whatever.
I'm not trying to play that game at all.
Oh,
I'm just
No,
trying.
no. I
I wasn't saying
no,
that.
we didn't think you were. No.
Just a different perspective. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a vacation in a decade. I don't know what it is. What's the vacation?
But see, look what you do. Look what you're doing right now, though. You're walking around with us on your trash can.
Yeah.
You are making the most of your moment right now.
And that's when you're working 10 hours and none of you guys are live, and I have to go down them rabbit holes, and unfortunately that's what I do at work, so I keep up
Good
with
night,
all this.
Debbie.
I understand where Aquarius is coming from. I'm down those same rabbit holes probably a lot deeper because I don't conform to what, I don't know how to say it. I don't conform to normal. I look outside of the
Our
box.
channel's called Doing Things Different.
Interject rabbit holes in that, and then doing things different, and that'll be But I don't know. I just wanted to jump on quick and just tell you about that. Like, how are we supposed to provide for ourselves if the government's just going to take land away from us because of a mishap? Like, that poor guy lived 22 years by himself in the woods, and now he's being thrown into who knows, probably a nursing home. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, how are you supposed to provide for yourself when these things are happening?
I mean, yeah, I understand, and I'm not saying that that's right, but I'm also looking at it as I'm happy that he at least had those 20 years, because some people will never have had those 20 years.
The last couple of years, I don't know. Those are supposed to be your golden years, and he's going to be spent it basically in prison, comparatively speaking. You know what I mean?
Well, he got to where he couldn't. I mean, there's obviously there's a story there, as to why he was removed.
The story is he put up solar panels, and some reason it caught on fire, and after the fire, he went to go rebuild, and they said no, just no rhyme or reason, just no, you're done. That was it.
Community overreach.
Yeah, but we don't know the whole story. I mean, for all we know, the house should have been condemned. There's a lot missing to that, or it could just be it got done dirty. But
yeah, you just don't.
Yeah. But that kind of situation is what's happening. Remember we had the ranchers out west, been grazing that same land for decades and decades, or over a century. People had grazing rights. They've lived there. But because there was some very special minerals up under the soil, they had to be run off of the land.
Yep.
These things, these things are a sign of the things to come.
The microcosm to the macrocosm, honestly.
That's exactly right. And we can sadly look forward to that being the things that are next, more than a regression. It's they haven't done all of this for nothing. And one of those things is fiat currency. One of those things is US dollar. And it's played out. And because of that now, the whole surface of the global economic world is being reshuffled because all the big players knows what's going on.
Well, you guys know I'm a history nerd. So like it over the generations, it is not every society has crashed in 250 years. Like 250 years, that's about the tops that you're going to get when it comes to a society. So for me, my thought is, I mean, we're coming up on the 250 years. We're probably going to crash. You know, I mean, Rome did. I mean, look back at all of the societies in the history. Everybody crashes. You know, America, we're not above anybody else. You know, and to think that we are is just arrogant of us. You know, so it's like to think that we wouldn't crash. Obviously, we're going to. It's part of history.
It makes us ignorant and naive.
Yeah. So to think that we're going to be able to hold on to something that it's going to last, you know, for infinity, you know, I'm going to get all holy on you because that's who I am. If you want something that's going to last forever, let me introduce you to Jesus because that's the only thing that's going to last forever. And so to think that the United States is going to last forever, you know, it's just not. History shows that no society is going to last. It is going to crash. So, you know, but every society has also moved on. You know, now I'm not saying, obviously, y'all know I have no problem sharing my faith, and my faith says that there is going to be the end of the world. And Revelations, the book of Revelations is real. And, you know, but there's also been generation after generation to think that this was their generation was the generation that was going to see it. You know, and for me, this is just how my mind works, because you guys know how I am. If Jesus himself doesn't know when the end of the world's coming and he's not concerned with it, this girl here don't need to be concerned with it, because I ain't gonna figure it out if he ain't got to figure it out.
Yeah,
that's right. They gave me a mental image of Jesus sitting there saying, Dad, is it time for me to go? Can I go back down there?
Yeah.
No, son, not yet. I will let you know. Just calm down.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's coming back he ain't wearing sandals. He's wearing combat boots when he comes back.
What is it? The armor of God or something like that? I forget that the
big white stallion on carrying the sword. Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I will tell you, I'm one of those people that I've not been able to completely, fully comprehend the book of Revelations. It's just not
been revealed yet.
Yeah, it's not been revealed to me yet. And in all honesty, as far as the end of the world goes, honestly, I'm not concerned with it, just because my thought is, if God isn't going to tell Jesus, then he's not going to tell me. And if I should be worried about it, I just need to do what I need to do to make my corner of the world better.
Yeah, that's a good way.
That's
I personally believe you manifest your own destiny. You know, that's just my beliefs. I'm not going to push them. I'm not going to nothing. Just that's what I believe. I believe we have the power within each of us through the Creator to manifest our own destinies. If enough of us get to manifesting a more positive, prosperous future, then it will happen. If all of us are in a negative, low vibrational state, probably going to end up staying that way.
Oh, we got a new guy.
I think you're right.
Anybody know this guy?
What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Long time no see. Y'all talking right up my alley. You talking about controversial Bible topics. And I'm with you. if it
I think that would
treat the people around you well and don't worry about the rest of it. You know, it's we're gonna die when we're gonna die. We're gonna live when we're gonna live. We're gonna suffer. There's gonna be a lot of brokes. I mean, 2021 has been the worst year of my life. Worst year. And it's still hanging in there, still trying to do what we do every day, you know, and that's all I can do. I can't worry about the rest.
Yep.
You got to look at the brighter side of things, though, buddy. What positive have happened for you in 2021?
Me?
You know, there's that contrast.
Nothing. Nothing positive.
Nothing yet.
There's been lots of positives. So how y'all doing? What y'all been up to?
Work.
Same old. Working and growing.
Yeah.
Doing what we can.
I see you cross 500. Congratulations.
I don't know. Barely.
We crossed 500 and then they took it back. Then we crossed 500 and they took it back.
YouTube has not been kind to us.
I'm sorry. It
is what it is.
The gardens look amazing. You guys are doing great work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have to work in. Been a lot.
All right, guys. Wifey's calling me out. She's doing all the work while I hang out here, so I'm going to
go. You need to get to work then.
I'm behind the camera all the time while she does it. You know what I mean? But yeah, just positive vibrations, everybody, and yeah, I'll see you in the chats for real because I got no life.
We'll see you. Don't make her call your name again.
We're working family.
I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck tingling. She's talking you know what about me.
You better get with it then.
Yeah, all right, everybody. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
We said hello.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hello and goodbye to wifey.
What's the headsets for? They both got on headsets.
They're working.
They're working and on YouTube?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Check this out.
You at the truck stop.
Oh.
Where we heading?
Where you heading?
That's all I do. I can't hear. It's loud out there. That's all I do anymore is work. Work.
Where you heading?
Texas. Headed down to Colburn, Texas. I got a 36-footer, and then I'm going home for a little while.
There you go. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Rest of relaxation.
It's I say I've worked a lot, but since Dad died, I've been so busy with insurance companies and lawyers, and whoo, you wouldn't believe the mess that we're still dealing with right now. It's incredible, but positive things. What did Cosmic Cultivator say? What positive has happened for you? Dwell on that stuff.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
It is. Keeps your sanity too.
I don't know about sanity. I think I lost it. 2020 was a great year. We had a great year. COVID came in and kind of reset everybody and crushed, a lot of people's lives. But for me, I transitioned a job and there was a lot of change, good change. And then 2021, it's just been the exact opposite of 2020 for me. It's just been one travesty, devastation after another. And doesn't look like it's letting up anytime soon. I may get ready to go to a legal battle with the insurance company over my dad's estate. Y'all, if I don't want to say the company, but not all insurance companies are the same. My dad sold insurance for 45 years, and the company he worked for is robbing him just like the people that robbed his house and burned it down. It's bad.
Nasty.
It's bad. But
I was hoping that would go better for you.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would.
Me too. The girl that we're talking to, I finally told her, I said, you're going to have to send me in writing. Everything that we're discussing, you're going to have to put it in writing. She said, well, why is that? I said, because I'm going to cuss you out if we talk on the phone very much more. You know, you're not
You know,
going to like what I have to say if we talk on the phone very much more. So you might want to put it in writing so I can kind of be calm when we respond. But anyway.
Well, hopefully you start seeing some blessings and some, what do we always call that?
Small victories. That's what when we get to the point where you've just gotten so beat and so beat down that I have to just start looking for little blessings and the little victories. And I mean, it could be, sometimes it has to be, you know what? I was able to make my bed today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You know, there's some people that can't move and can't make their bed. I was able to make my bed. That's a victory.
Yep.
You know, I
hadn't
have
made my bed since I moved out of my mama's house. Am I in trouble?
See, I'm that person. I have to make my bed every day.
I
Like,
can see that. I can totally see that.
it's so bad. I used to be I'm not as bad as I used to be, but it used to be so bad that I've actually woke this poor man up in the middle of the night because there was wrinkles in the bed. And I woke him up, made him get up so that I could make the bed. I can't sleep on wrinkles.
I'm sorry, Kenny.
I've had to apologize to the man so many times. My cleaning OCD is just it is nowhere near like it used to be. Like our house, I joke, but seriously, there's part of me that actually believes I live in filth.
Ooh, I'd hate for you to come to my house. You'd be afraid to eat off the plates then.
Well, see, that's the weird part about it is I'm not like that at anybody else's place, am I?
No.
It doesn't bother me one bit. It's
No.
just mine.
Yeah, it's just hers.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I get to the point where I have to look for, even if it's just the small victories, just to, because I cannot live in a negative mind fit there.
It physically wears her out.
Yeah, like to the point of I just can't do it.
Yeah. Well,
I have to look
blessings. My oldest son just got a job and he's moved back into the house after securing his, he got a ministry degree. He was looking for a ministry job. COVID hit. He had an internship and recently he found a job as a television coordinator. I don't know. It's an entry-level position for a media firm that he's moved back home. That's a huge positive. My middle son is getting ready to get married, I think. I don't know if that's a positive or not. Grandkids will be closer, with that. But
that's positive.
That's a positive.
And then my daughter, she's working hard in school and helping take care of the grandparents. And, I got 3 amazing kids that are blessings. So I'm going to count those.
There's a victory.
All the bills are paid, and we got food on the table and we got food in the cabinets. We're extremely blessed.
Yes.
That don't mean it's easy though. That don't mean it's been easy.
It ain't got to be easy. Just.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that is blessing. Those are all blessings.
Every bit of them.
Yeah.
Like I told Kenny one time, it was after my mom passed away. I was having a rough go at it. It was not. It was.
She
not
was
easy.
messy.
Yeah, it was. I was all messy. And I just couldn't seem to snap myself out of it because normally I'm pretty good for the most part about just snapping my mindset, and I wasn't able to do it. And there was one point in time, I will remember this. We pulled into the Dollar General and the sun was setting, and I am a sunset person. Like I'm that person that I will stop. I will pull over and I will actually watch the sunset and see, because I mean, nothing that is just such a beautiful sight, is to see sunset. I'm that person that will look at the sky and just see beauty. And I know that's corny or cheesy or whatever, but that's me.
Whatever.
But
The freaks come out at night.
hey, and night's cool too, because then I can look up at the stars and the moon, and that's pretty impressive too.
Yeah.
But we were sitting at Dollar General, and the sunset was showing, and it was a beautiful sunset. And I told Kenny, I was just like, I hate that I can't even enjoy this sunset right now. And he was like, what do you mean? And I said, I don't know if this is what it's like to be normal, to have not have that happiness or the joy in your heart or whatever, and just being in a bad mood. I said, I just don't know how to be this way.
Yeah.
I said, it just doesn't feel, I don't feel comfortable in my own skin because
I can relate. The last week, I told my wife this. Dad died in March. We found him in April. And there were 2 days last week that I felt like me again. You know what I mean? It's just like I've been kind of numb, and you call me a sissy, emotional, feminine, whatever you want to talk about, but these are my feelings. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just have been kind of numb going through life and trying to be positive and all those mental games we play with ourselves. But deep down inside, that feeling of being me is kind of, I don't know, it's changed. It's different. It's not the same. And hey, Taylor Coon, I don't know you, but hello.
He was our pastor. He's a younger guy, a wonderful guy.
Yeah, right on.
Tater.
But 2 days last week, I felt like me, and I told Jessica, I told my wife, I said, it's nice. I don't know, because of the legal stuff we've been going through, I hadn't been able to grieve the death of my father. Really hadn't had a lot of time to spend with that because we've been arguing about stuff that's really not important, and I'm just trying to get it settled. I don't even care if we get any stuff, I'm just trying to get it off my plate and done so I can move on with life. But those 2 days were really sweet last week that, I was just able to feel like me again and kind of smile without faking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of like, it's cool to be alive again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my mom first passed away, I had a moment where I was happy and I was laughing and smiling. And then I instantly felt bad because I was just like, how could I be happy knowing my mama ain't here? And it made me feel like a selfish person, and then it was like, but then every time I would think of my mom, it was like, no, I'm selfish for feeling sad, not selfish,
Right.
but sadness wasn't for my mom. It was for me because my mom, I know exactly where she's at. She's done gone. She's up there. She's partying with Jesus. So why would I be sad for her? She got
That's
her
right.
reward. So ain't no sadness on her side.
Yeah. That's a difficult place to be, to understand that going to be with the Lord is a better place, and being left behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Being the one left don't feel so good.
But one day at a time, we get through things, and eventually I'll get some time to grieve the death of my father. I'm looking forward to that. I may have to take some time off this winter and just sit in the woods for a little bit and, just hang out. But I don't know. When I get that time, I'm looking forward to getting that time so that, we were scheduled to go do some family therapy. My mother, because of the abuse that we suffered as children growing up and the negative home life we had as children, there's a lot of unresolved garbage, is what I'm going to call it, between my mother and I and my brother and my mother, and that whole dynamic with Dad. Since Dad passed away, it opened up a lot of those old wounds, and we've had to rehash some of that stuff. And I think all three of us are committed, like you say, to this eternal relationship with each other and with the Lord. So we got to figure out a way to get along, And,
or hope that their mansion's on the other side.
Yeah. y'all need to be down. I'm up on the mountain. Y'all could be down in the river.
Go on down that Golden Street onto the other side.
Yeah. But Mom suggested some therapy, and I realize as a man that therapy is kind of like a dirty word, but it's been helpful. Um, in the past, my brother went through some therapy with some things, and really helped, identify the root causes and give me some tools to develop interactions with things, so I'm not so rash or emotional, and understand where those reactions come from. And so I'm really looking forward to healing that relationship with my mother in a way that her last years of life, we've got a positive, interactive, not reactive relationship. And I'm really looking forward to getting into some therapy and healing some of these old family wounds, or at least identify them and then get some tools to practice, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing with therapy is everybody thinks you go to therapy and that they put a little magic water on you or whatever, and voila, you're fixed. But it's sort of like Christianity. You understand what you should do, and you've got the ideas and the concepts, and then you begin to put those into practice in a discipline. You discipline. Paul said, "I buffet my body daily." He practiced becoming more Christ-like, and I don't know that I fully understand that from a man that was filled from the Spirit, saw the light on the road to Damascus, and he's talking about struggles. Those guys are sort of like mythology super creatures, and like superheroes. What is a superhero complaining about? But like Jesus, they were human. They had those range of emotions and happies and sads. And Jesus has been the only one that's been able to manage it without problems. But we learn from our problems and hopefully don't hurt too many people along the way, and leave the world in a better place, than we found it.
Jesus had a little spiritual help, and his genetics were pretty good.
His DNA was definitely set right for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't a kid.
Our DNA got a little muddier along the way, that's for sure.
But he still flipped a table or two.
Yeah, he did.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go, Taylor. Hey, Taylor just said it too.
What?
He flips the table.
Yeah.
And when your dad died, that closed a door, at least in this physical world, that can't be opened.
Yeah.
And when that, especially under the conditions that it went under, and your relationship with him, and so one of the things that happens with that, it shuts the door on your understanding and your ability to make amends with the past, and that can be very traumatic. So the therapy will be a very good thing, because we're all going to leave. And most of the time when we leave, it's with unresolved feelings and questions and an unresolved need for things to be better. So,
or for me, it's just, no, I don't want you to go. I wasn't. I was in my 40s. I wasn't ready to be an orphan.
Right.
It's just really weird that we're talking about all this because seriously, my video tomorrow, it's about my mom. So,
oh wow,
talk about God timing.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's more than just gardening.
Oh yeah, yeah.
More than just gardening.
Yeah.
You know what is I don't know. Guilt's not really the right word, but maybe my dad and I were estranged because of his alcoholism and the abusive nature of us growing up. We couldn't have a healthy relationship. So I had I had to set boundaries with family. And that's hard when it's your daddy, you juggle that respect, honor mother and father, and at the same time, not be a doormat. That's a struggle for a child. It was easy to remove my kids because I didn't want my kids to have that influence. But for me, now that my dad's dead, part of me wonders Should I have been more loving? Should I have been more Christ-like to my dad? Should I have just sucked it up and done done more? And I have to quit beating myself up. I really, that was a place I was at, and I've really gotten over that and just realized that I did the best I could with my father. And my prayer is that God grants him mercy and grace, because we're all going to need it, every last one of us. And the investigating detectives, I was talking to them. I said, you know what? The people that did this to my father, I said, my prayer for them is mercy and grace. There was a lot of days that I was driving in this truck and I wanted justice. I just wanted to drive up and start issuing justice.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't imagine.
But one of the best prayers I've ever had in my life is when I was fighting through that just anger, frustration, really wanting to go and thump a head or two, and just realize that they're children of God too. And they deserve the grace and mercy of the Lord just like we all do. And that's hard to accept.
I can't imagine with what you
It is hard. It's a hard thing to do.
I can't tell you this. I want to get this out there before we change the subject. You cannot feel bad, because that condemnation, that is not coming from God. That is coming from the enemy. So you get rid of that condemnation right now. And you can't do anything about the past, but you can change the future. You're already talking about making things right with your mom. Do that.
Yeah. And Mom and I have always had a much different relationship. It's, we get along at times. We just can't spend a lot of time together because, Mom still likes to boss me like I'm a 5-year-old. And it's
that's a mom thing. My son will tell you the same thing.
Yeah, that's just a mom thing, I think.
Yeah.
You may be grown, but you're still her baby boy.
Oh, I hear it all the time. You'll always be my baby, And I love it. My cousin, who lost his mother 5 years ago, he said this to me. He said, "Man, take care of your mom." He said, one of the things that after my mom passed, I wish I had spent more time and been more appreciative of my mother while she was still alive. And I'm not there yet, but I could see that as something that is good.
Yeah, I know that a guy I work with, and his mom will call him at work, and he'll go, "Oh, crap, my mom's calling me." So you better be thankful for that call. My mom ain't called me in like 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Can't.
Wow.
I mean, I just thought it was.
Yeah. I mean, your mothers are special, and I realize that there's some bad moms out there, but I think the bond between a kid and a mother, even in abusive situations, which mother wasn't abusive, but there are mothers that are not good mothers, but their kids still love them. I think kids, no matter how they're raised, they really want their parents to love and appreciate them and let them know, and I don't know.
A lot of times men go to their mothers and women go to their fathers. And all you have to do is look at the way God has designed it. That was a father and a mother, two equal halves of the same great plan. And there's too much tearing down of fathers and men in general now in today's modern society, Western society. They would have us to believe that only one matters. And that's where it's crept in on us. Both sides are necessary, very necessary, or it would be a planet of women. Or in the near future, maybe it'll just be a planet of test tube babies.
I'll live on that planet. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying there's not good thoughts to that, but you and I wouldn't be there to enjoy it.
Oh,
I'd rather go to the other planet. A whole bunch of us all stuck together. Ooh.
Yeah. You girls don't get along in large groups.
Half time I don't like myself, let alone others.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, it is good to see y'all. Thanks for letting me up. I just wanted to stop in and say hi. I'm sorry that we got into, but
Oh, no,
love
you're
you
fine.
guys. Y'all be blessed.
You
And
too.
it's good to see everybody. Robert, good to see you, brother. Y'all be
Good to
blessed.
see you, Mark. Take care of yourself, Mark. Take care. I know you're on the road somewhere. You be careful out there.
Oh, yeah.
And good luck to you in the future.
Mark's a good dude.
Yeah, been through it. Got to be hard what he's gone through.
Oh, yeah, he's been through a lot.
Mark has been through an awful lot. This past year, especially, it's been a lot, and I've been with him through most of it. And it's considerable what Mark has been through.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, well, we have been on here for
better say
what
hi to
seems like
Mo.
forever. Oh, I didn't even, she snuck right in there. Have you ever, if you've not gone and checked her channel out, you should see the things the woman finds. It's insane. Like, I don't know. I've watched her and some of the stuff she pulls out. It's absolutely crazy that they just throw it away. And I got to tell you, every time I watch your stuff, Mo, and you pull out all that food, and even though it's expired and da 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 da, my first thought is, I need to do that because my pigs would eat that. My pigs would eat that, no problem. And that's free food.
That's free food.
Yeah, she's pulling out electronics and all kinds of goodies too. That's brand new.
Yes.
And I want to be there when she decides to have a yard sale because all that stuff's gonna be good.
You know what? I do not have the guts because you know what would happen to me as soon as I tried to pop open a dumpster. A raccoon is going to jump out of there and jump all over my face.
Oh, that got me today. I pulled up to the recyclable dumpster today, right beside it, and I just started to jump out the door, and I heard the lid open up, and it goes bang. I look over, and there's a raccoon. I was like, "Whoa!" Came right out at me.
That's
and
what
ran down the side of the dumpster and jumped out. I was like, "Got me."
Anytime I see her and she pops that dumpster up, and that's one of the first things I think of is I would never have the guts to do what she does, just because I would be afraid of what's in there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, we have been on here.
We have been on here forever.
A long time. So
Long time.
I've been on here far too long, and I haven't even mentioned the billing for my presence. So I'll probably this will be pro bono work that I'm doing here for you.
Well, thank you for that, Robert. We appreciate it.
Do appreciate
Yeah, anytime. Y'all are special. But thank you for having me up here. Y'all are a lot of fun, and you've got the absolute spirit for what we're trying to do in Shed Ward. Okay, y'all are doing great, and
So you're not kicking us off the team yet?
Well, I mean, we do. We live in the moment, Angie. I know you have trouble with that. The past is the past. We'll see how the future goes. That's all. But y'all be good. I'm out of here.
Take care.
And thanks for coming, Robert. Well, everybody, I appreciate it. And sorry if we have kept you on here too long. But we really have enjoyed company. And just thank you for coming and being a part of our tribe and being here with us to just chat. Appreciate it.
Look for the small victories. Look for all the small victories.
And watch for the video tomorrow.
Yeah, watch the video.
Because I need some help.